Today's video is sponsored by cowife.com and me. So much for this sales pitch. No, but seriously, if you are looking for a partner, monogamously or polygynously, we don't discriminate. Check out cowife.com. Men, women, welcome to 30% off for early signups until the launch of the app for life. You can find your partner there, a polygynous partner or a monogamous partner. We are welcoming everyone who's Muslim. Check it out, cowife.com. Guys, if you don't know how to find a proper woman, that sister, is she going to be good? Is she going to be bad? Is she going to be like this? Is she going to be like that? I don't know. Is she Abuamerican? I don't know what's going on with her. Check out my guide to vetting women on my website. Go to abuamerican.com, click on shop, check out the products you can find. Abuamerican's guide to vetting women. Go there, make sure you get the right girl. So I just want to talk about something that I've noticed recently in terms of like women. I've been coming down on harder on sisters, and this doesn't 100% apply to all our sisters. This is obviously women in general. But sisters can take note and take lessons from this. And so generally, if sisters want to ignore this, brothers want to ignore this, it's not directed towards sisters, fine, that's fair enough. I'm just talking about women in general, because I get a lot of messages, I get a lot of videos, I get a lot of recommendations, hey, check this out. And a lot of it's not appropriate, and therefore, but I'm known for being boundary pushing guy. But still, I have boundaries, and there's some things I'm not going to cover. So a lot of women out here are talking about, they want a guy that's like this or like that and whatever else. We know they have a laundry list of expectations of men. And it got me thinking, because I heard some woman talking about her expectations of a man, and she was talking about physically. So when two people, we're going to talk from a halal position. What the non-Muslims are doing is their business, but I'm speaking from a position of a Muslim, is when they're talking about relationships, and being together physically. They have these expectations of oh, he needs to be like this, he needs to do like that, he needs to satisfy me, this, that, the other, he needs to be like that. And so what I have noticed is that in my personal experience, and I'm not a guy who lacks experience, is that a lot of times women aren't prepared for that. When it comes down to a guy who has experience and whatnot, they are not able to physically reciprocate the man's energy in terms of duration, intensity, reciprocal expectations of pleasure. They're not ready for it. They just want to receive, and they don't want to give. And so it got me thinking about other sectors of, does this apply to other sectors of, female behavior? And it actually does. So pay attention. When you start getting this laundry list of demands, I want this, I want that, I want blah, blah, and blah, 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 blah. And they start listing out all these things that they demand and they want, what you can't have, what they can have, what they need, what they're going to do, what they're not going to do, what you are going to do and what you're not going to do, polygyny or whatever else. It should be without question understood that this is going to translate over into permissible physical relations. How can it not? I'm a person who sets demands. I'm a person who dictates how things are going to be, how they're not going to be. I am the recipient of all the good, and you take what I say is good for you. So why would this not translate over into permissible physical relations? This is something you have to think of also. So sisters, the lesson you could take from here is don't be that girl. Because you don't want your man, most of you sisters don't want your man going out trying to get another wife. But then at the same time, you don't want to be the wife that's necessary and needed to keep that man fully occupied and focused on you. And if you are that woman, then why are you being so selfish from the start? Selfishness seems to be the standard of your behavior. When we look at a lot of the demands that your sister's putting forward, we look at that and it's just a simple fact. So why would it be different in any other sector? All of a sudden, you're going to be this generous, giving, reciprocal individual out of the blue when you weren't before? No, we understand the consistency in your behavior. So if you want to keep your man occupied from the idea and the concept of another wife or another woman, then you need, when you're in that relationship, to find out how to reciprocate his energy. Now, if he's not giving energy or whatever else, then you still need to maintain his attention. It's just not all fun and games for you. It's not just chilling and relaxing and all happy. And I got, my Starbucks and, 70-inch TV and sofas and all this other stuff that I told him to get me that he needed, his own apartment, this, that. He should have his own apartment, but you know what I'm saying. A lot of people, like sisters, wanting 22-year-old brothers to have his own flat in London. Yeah. So, and he's paying the rent. You're not helping him, although you're allowed to work. You can't be a stay-at-home wife. No, I don't want to be a stay-at-home wife. You need to pay the rent while I work and I keep my money. Do you see what I'm saying? You're selfish. Obviously, you're going to be physically selfish also. And I'm going to put this in my vetting guide part 2. This is something, I don't know how I missed this, but it just clicked. So don't be that girl. Once you're in a permissible relationship, you got to reciprocate that energy. And before you go into a relationship, make sure that you're coming into the relationship in the way you want. Even if you're one of those, what do you call it, these equalist, weirdos who think you should be in an equal relationship, really pay attention to what you say and what you're telling the brothers that come to you for marriage. Because you're really talking about a position of non-equity. You want everything, he can't have anything. There's no negotiation. You expect him to capitulate, and then you claim it's compromise. So pay attention to this, and especially you brothers. She's not going to change. She's going to be the same person in the bedroom as she is outside the bedroom. If you listen to a sister at an interview or sitting or whatever else, you read her list of demands on these apps and everything, she is selfish. Guess what? She's going to be selfish prior to that. Or after that, excuse me. It's going to be the same thing. Oh, I left him. He wasn't satisfying me. Oh, I left him. He didn't meet my financial needs. It's all the same narrative. The responsibility is ultimately yours. And for the guys, the message here is be physically fit, get in good shape, be in your best, be in your peak at all times so that you can't perform, because then you remove the blame from yourself. Whether they like it or not, you have to be the guy with this halo and his harp, in his wings. You're going to have to be that guy. You can't expect her to be that.
Who wants to fight?
It's kind of random. Abuamerican out.
I'm only taking the brave. I'm not taking the scary. I'm not taking no girls. Are you ready to fight? Yes, sir. Are you ready to fight? Yes, sir.